Morning everyone, we are in my garage again today because still can't work outside. And what I'm doing today is reviewing my wood pellet stove burner, something like that anyhow. I've been asked a couple times to explain a little bit about it and how it works. So that's what I'm going to do today. Well, I'm going to do my best to do that today. So this stove is an Englander brand stove. Manufacture date on this thing was 7/2003, so that tells you how old this is. I've had it for about 6 years, I think it is. I bought it from a friend of mine. He took it out of his house because he upgraded. And so he bought it from a friend of his, so it's been kicking around for a while. And there's been a lot of parts replaced, like always, but let's see. I don't know if you can see that. That's the model number of it. And it's probably not the most efficient stove anymore because of the way they are, but it's my garage and it works well just for the garage. It's going to heat up this little area for probably about 4 or 5 times that, or 4 or 5. All I got to do is heat up this little bit of an area for about 4 or 5 hours, and that's usually I'm done working in here. So it works good for me. So this stove is not very light. It took 2 of us to bring it in here to set it up where it's at. So what I did to set this stove up is I had the back of the stove out to about right here, somewhere in there, wherever that pipe would fit between the stove and the wall. And I just drew a circle around the pipe and took a hole saw and cut a hole in the wall. And on the outside, I just cut through there, and the pipe just runs up a little bit, attaches to the side of the garage. And that's the length of it. That's what the recommended height of that stove pipe is. So on this stove, there is just this flat plate here, and we have to light that wood pellets by hand. On the newer stoves, there's a pot down there with an igniter. How these work is there's just a bin for the wood pellets, and then there's an auger right down here. I'll turn the auger on here. There's just an on-off button on the side. I got it set really low. It's 3 and 3 is where I set it at to start with. And the auger just goes in small cycles to feed the wood pellets in there. That's all it does. So all I do is open the bag up, dump it in the hopper. The hopper will hold a 40-pound bag. It's tight in there, but it will hold it. And it's sealed up. So originally, you're just supposed to put some gel fire starter on the pellets and light the gel, and then it takes off. Well, I don't do that. It's in my garage. I'm not concerned about anything, so I just use my torch. And after setting for a little bit, I just give it a close. I just let that go by itself now. Okay, now that the fan is blowing out, let's come over here. Lower speed I turn up to 6. The heat I turn up to 6 till the garage gets up to temperature, and then I turn the blower down to 4 and then the heat down to 3, and then it maintains this garage at the same temperature. And I also have a fan that sits on the top there in the back there, because if I sit it up in the front it's going to melt, but that helps blow the air around the garage there, keeping everything moving. So around here for the pellet fuel, it's $4.10 a bag. There's several places to get it, and I just get it the closest place, which is Tractor Supply, and they're all pretty much close to the same price for everything. I also want to mention just that one bag of wood pellets will last me 2 days heating this garage, 2 days worth of work. So it ends up being about $2 a day to heat this garage for the fuel and the electricity, whatever. I don't know what the electricity is, but that's not much more than that. So it's a fairly cheap way to heat my garage and not have to worry too much about catching anything on fire. I don't heat this garage 24/7. I just heat it when I'm going to be working in it. And when I plan on working in it, it takes about an hour, hour and a half, something like that, to get this garage working in a sweatshirt. And actually you can do work a little bit far sooner, but your fingers get cold. So what I do is I get up in the morning, start my stove up, and go get ready for the day. And usually by the time I'm ready to eat breakfast and everything, the garage is warmed up. So that's just what I do. So that is the stove I use in my garage. It works really well for me. I paid, I think it was $500 from a friend of mine, 5-6 years ago it was. And just the amount of time I've used it and what I've done in this garage, it's well worth every penny of it that I spent. So the last person that asked about this stove was Randy from Countryside Vlogs, and I like watching his channel, so if you check out his channel, he's pretty straightforward and tells you as it is, and I kind of like that. There's no beating around any bush there. If you don't like something, he tells you. If you like something, he tells you. I like watching Randy's channel because that's how I try to be all the time, is straightforward and tell you exactly how I feel and what's going on. You know, I get criticized for it, but I'm not concerned about it. So that's going to be the end of my video for today. I thank you for watching and subscribing. If you could check out the links in the description box below, we'd greatly appreciate it. Everybody have a good evening, and we will see you on the next project.